If you stepped outside the last couple of days, you might have felt like you were standing next to a bonfire. Turns out the smoke from severe Canadian wildfires has been descending on Delmarva lately.
Heavy air pollution isn't exactly the most normal thing to run into around here. So why is the smoke settling here? When is it going to go away? Why can't we just blame our local meteorologist?
I mean, you could.
Yeah, we could. Probably because we like him a lot. And of course, we brought Mike Lichniak here in Historic Studio D.
Good afternoon, everybody.
Explain, because I feel like it's not a simple explanation.
No,
like
it's not a simple
smoke,
explanation.
Wind blowing smoke all over us.
Yeah, I mean, that's the simplest explanation you can give, is literally that the wind has blown the smoke in from the wildfires, but you have to have the right setup in the atmosphere for it to lock into place.
Right.
So I've made a few really nice looking graphics so that we can all discuss what's going on. So here's where the map is right now. And as you can see, there's this big swirl up in Canada, and there are these wildfires that are going on. Around this upper level low, you can see the winds are spinning counterclockwise. There are fires going on in Canada, and as the winds come in out of the north and out of the north and west, around this upper level low, they get pulled in across New England, across the Great Lakes, and down into our neck of the woods.
Yeah.
So that's why we're dealing with all this smoke. And it becomes a problem when it becomes really, really concentrated. So there's this index that we use. It's called the Air Quality Index. It gives us an idea, it gives us a value. And it says, okay, if you have the value of 0 to 50, you have great air quality. You don't have to worry about a thing.
Sure.
Once you get over 50, that's when it's like, okay, the most sensitive folks need to start paying attention at least. Once that index gets over 100, that's when we start to worry about those with respiratory issues, the elderly, and the youngest of children. That's where we've been the last couple of days. But now the smoke's gotten really intense. We saw that this morning. You stepped outside. It was funny. I was looking at like the beams coming out of my headlights. You could see the dust particles
Really?
in the air from in the headlight beams. That's how much soot. That's how much pollution there is in the air. So now we've got values over 150. Now it becomes unhealthy for everybody. That's why Delaware, DNREC, has issued a code red alert for Delaware for today. Once you get above 200, that's when it becomes very unhealthy, and that's when all the big warnings start to come out, where they're like, you know what, probably 5-10 minutes outside is as best as we can do.
Wow.
And even throughout the day today, we saw values in the 220s, 230s up across much of Delaware. So yes, they had a code red alert, but the values of the air quality index were over 230 for part of the day.
So is it worse here than other places? I mean, we look at that map.
So it just depends on where the plume is. So they come in like spurts. So you get a big burst of smoke, and then it fizzles out. This is basically what happened yesterday. Yesterday you woke up, it was really gray, really hazy. And then by about 1, 2 o'clock in the afternoon, because the wind picked up, started to move around some of those particles, started to clear things out a bit. And then once the wind died down, the air settled, the smoke settled again. So there are places to the north of us, up into Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Michigan, upstate New York. The air quality is terrible.
Wow.
Like, it's being compared to Delhi, India.
Yep.
Like, you look outside, you're like, this is the kind of air that you have in Beijing all the time. Here's the funny part, though. The air quality is better in Beijing than it is in Salisbury today.
That's crazy.
Wow. Yeah, that puts it
is
in perspective.
crazy.
Yes.
Yeah.
So here's the worst case scenario. This is going to linger for a few more days, because
Great.
all of it's based on that upper level low that sits and spins. There's nothing to push it yet. Eventually, a bigger ridge of high pressure from the south comes in. We'll start to nudge it out to sea. As it gets nudged out to sea, the wind direction changes in the upper levels of the atmosphere. That's when we can start clearing out the smoke. That doesn't happen until Friday or Saturday.
It really shows you the power of nature and how
really
that it can
does.
actually carry those particles so that you can see them in your headlight thousands of miles away.
Not only see them, but smell them.
And smell them.
You walk outside, it literally smells like you're in a bonfire. And I swear, when I walked out early this morning, so this shows you how long I've been awake, everybody, I really thought I smelled the maple in the trees, because most of the trees that are burning up in Canada are maple trees.
Pancakes.
That's exactly what I thought. I was like, where's breakfast?
Wow.
So I guess to wrap this all up, we just need to tell people to be careful.
Right. And so if you have, because you got to think about who's outside. Concrete pourers, asphalt workers, gardeners, lawn equipment folks. If you're going to be outside for multiple hours on end, it probably would be a smart idea to wear a mask for the next couple of days.
Oh.
Right.
Just so that you don't get all that into your lungs. Trust me, I went out played golf yesterday in the afternoon. I felt the effects today. My sinuses were all a mess. My eyes are itching and burning. It's almost like we're back to allergy season again.
It really is. Like I said, I went running last night, and I swear I can still kind of feel it in here. So maybe we won't go running
Just
tonight.
just take it easy for the next couple of days.
Oh boy.
That's it.
WBOC meteorologist Mike Lichniak, thank you. I love how you explain things.
You're welcome.
He's got pictures.
Yeah, and pictures too. We'll be right back.